Where I'm from here in Maryland, I don't have many options for shore fishing or bank fishing for big bass with lots of consistency. It's just not like that. Just in general, it's tough. All right, guys, and now I'm gonna throw the VMC stand-up shaky head with the black Cinco yum dinger, actually, 5-inch. With the shaky head, I'm just pop, 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 bring it right in. In my opinion, from my experience, most fish are gonna hit the shaky head. Once it's in the water and you start working it, those first couple of movements of the bait, those first couple of pops, that's usually when the fish hit it. I mean, there are days, obviously like today, where I have to kind of dead stick it, which means you just let the shaky head rest at the bottom. I'll give you an example of dead sticking. Shaky head is going to the bottom, going, and it's there. Now I'm just gonna let it sit, tick-tock, 30 seconds. All depending, you know, if the fish aren't that finicky, then you don't have to pause so long. This is an effective technique though for some of those less aggressive fish. So I'm just letting it hang out. Right, now I'm just gonna slightly work it, slightly. Just barely, so you have barely any contact with the bait itself, but you still feel it. You're still leaving a bow in the line, some slack, and then you're gonna let it back down. And you're gonna wait again. This can get pretty boring and monotonous, but sometimes it is the ticket. Watching my line at all times, I always wanna keep my eye on it. If you see it start running away, that's not a plant, bro, that's a fish. All right, that's dead sticking. Now I'm gonna show you guys, I've barely got any grip on it and I'm just shaking it, just to kinda put the bait in motion. I see this as a better technique for allowing the bait to get more bounce. You want the bait to be bouncing as subtle and as natural as possible. So when you have your tight, firm hand on it and you're jerking it up and down, I mean, the thing is coming way up off the ground and way back down. A lot of times I find the fish like it when it's just barely, it's a wave motion, like the worm, the dance, you know what I mean? It's just like that, fluid motion. So that's what you can achieve with a loose grip. If you give them that action and you keep it in the same spot, a lot of times a fish will come look at it, they'll turn away, they look back, and that damn thing is just, it's doing the most. And they'll come back and attack it. And then you can power fish it. So I'm gonna show you what power fishing is. You're gonna throw it out, just like KVD does with a crankbait, okay? He's covering water. Bam, 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 multiple casts real quick. All right, so it hit the bottom, right? I'm just pop, pop, pop. Barely letting it sit at all. I give it slight pauses, but that's it. And then once you get about halfway to the boat, depending on what depth you're sitting in, from shore this is easy, you know. Once it gets within about 10 feet from you, I kind of just bring it in. That's especially effective if I'm targeting a deeper area in a pond, or I'm targeting a specific object on the shoreline if I'm fishing from the boat. I'm just bam. I see a tree, I hit it. Then I work, I'll let it hit the bottom, then I work it right away. Right, so I'm hitting a target. I don't get bit, so then I bring it right in. Now, fishing from shore, in this lake especially, it's so shallow, I'm not even targeting any of this shallow water up here. So within about 10 feet from me becomes, to me, obsolete. So I cast out into the deeper water that I'm targeting, right? Let it go. It's at the bottom, pop, pop, pop. Pop, 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 just like that. Just like that. Trying to get a reaction strike out of an aggressive fish, a fish that is rolling by and he has a split second to choose whether or not to eat this beautiful piece of plastic made in China. And you repeat the process over and over, and you do what's called fan casting. So I'm gonna hit here, 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 then I've covered the whole area, done. Now we're gonna move on. So let's review. There's dead sticking it, just allowing it to stay in the same spot, letting it marinate, and then popping it every once in a while, maybe every 20, 30 seconds. Then there's, you know, the stationary, the loose grip, where you're allowing the shaky head to do a lot of work in one stationary position with a loose grip in your hand. And then third, there's power fishing the shaky head. So you're hitting a target or you're fan casting an area and you're doing it quickly and you're retrieving that shaky head to the boat or the shore within, you know, half a minute. And you're just trying to find an aggressive reaction bite. And I'm always varying up my retrieve. You know, I'll dead stick, I'll work the bait in place, I'll power fish it and fan cast it. I mean, you gotta incorporate all of them into your arsenal, your techniques, because the fish just sometimes you have to go through a catalog of, let me try this, let me try that, let me try this, let me try that, and then finally, and oftentimes, finally, when you get that bite that you've been searching for, you can build a pattern off of that by taking the similarities you get out of that bite with your next bite and so on and so forth up to a limit. And that applies to every presentation. All right, guys, Hopefully those shaky head tips have helped you out, because they certainly haven't helped me today. But they do work, so don't sleep on them. Use them. Just use what I taught you today, if I taught you anything at all. I hope so. And you will be on your way to more shaky head fish, no matter what. I will do a very detailed shaky head video in the near future. I'll tell you what though, with the shaky heads, my favorite kind have a flat bottom head. Usually when they have a flat bottom or flat side on the head, it means it's a stand-up shaky head, meaning it's going to sit your bait up 90 degrees or close to it. I like the action that it gives the bait. It makes it flip a full 180 this way and back. So it kind of rocks it up and lets it fall straight back down. Very, very deadly at the right time. And that's all that fishing is about, timing and location.